The following is a special presentation by Allie-RX.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Hi, I'm Allie-RX, and welcome to a very special 5th anniversary edition of Awful Games. How special is it? Well, there's a reason why you're seeing me on camera rather than hearing me on the mic. And it's because of this game. Sonic the Hedgehog for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Released in 2006 and 2007, respectively. Now I know that I only own the PS3 version, but both versions are more or less the same. In fact, I heard this version was somewhat worse. But I can tell you one thing. It is bad. Really, really bad. This game is without a shadow of a doubt the worst Sonic game ever created. And that's saying a lot. Even worse than Sonic 3D Blast and Sonic Labyrinth. At least those two games were tested properly and were completed. This wasn't tested properly. This wasn't completed. This doesn't at least feel completed. And you know what's the sad part about this? This game was meant to celebrate Sonic's 15th anniversary. Much like another bad Sonic game I reviewed a while back. The only difference is that this is just a port, or remake, whatever, on the Game Boy Advance. When a main Sonic game fucks up royally and ends up being this bad, you know that something is seriously wrong. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this special anniversary review, but before I begin, I want to let you in on a little spoiler alert. I didn't finish the game. Yep, I didn't finish it. I wanted to save myself from the brink of insanity. It really is that bad. This is one of the worst games I have ever played. And I can't believe it's based on a video game icon. That's really sad. Anyway, enjoy.
Now before we begin, we need to look back at some of the previous 3D Sonic games. As I said in the end of my Sonic 3D Blast review, the 3D Sonic games are hit and miss, meaning you're either going to love them or hate them. But even the best 3D Sonic games have their flaws. Common flaws you might encounter in games like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are, issues with the camera, random weird glitches like falling off a platform while attacking, or falling off while running, and other stuff. But imagine a Sonic game with all those kind of problems, but 10 times worse. Imagine a Sonic game rushed into the market without properly testing, and it's incomplete. Or it feels incomplete. Well, that's exactly what Sonic 06 is like. In fact, I'd say it's buggy to the point where it's almost unplayable. That's why I said earlier that I didn't even bother to finish the game. I literally went batshit insane when I got into the middle of the game. The middle of the game! It is that fucking bad! Now you probably think I'm exaggerating or I'm blowing this out of proportion, but trust me. I tried very hard. I tried extremely hard to complete the game. I really did. But I just couldn't. I just could not. I tried, but I failed. Oh my god, it drove me fucking crazy. So let's dive into the magnum opus of bad video games and see why Sonic 06 is so fucking bad. Okay, I'll admit, as bad as this game is, the cutscenes are pretty cool. I just wish the actual game was as enjoyable as the cutscenes. And I know some people like to talk about the voice acting. Now, I will agree that the voice acting is pretty bad, but I've played a lot of great games on PS1, Saturn, N64, and Dreamcast that have had much worse voice acting, but still managed to be enjoyable. Hell, Sonic Adventure 1 didn't have phenomenal voice acting either. And the voice acting is nothing compared to the other problems in the game I'm about to mention. So anyway, the plot begins in a city named Soliana, where everyone is having a ceremony, with the princess, and suddenly an invasion happens, and behind it is, of course, Dr. Robotnik. But before he can get his hands on the princess, Sonic comes to save her, only for her to get kidnapped by Robotnik again. Doesn't this plot sound very familiar to you? Like, a certain Nintendo game has the same kind of plot, in a way? Yeah, I thought so. Now we're gonna get into the fun part, the gameplay! And of course I'm being sarcastic when I say fun. Like in Sonic Adventure, you start in a town talking to people in order to help you. You also have stores where you can buy special items. Now, it's not so bad at first, but trust me, it gets very, very annoying later on with the tedious side missions you might need to do, like find the owner's dog, chase a bunch of kids, some other stupid shit, I don't remember. And after you do all that, you finally enter an act, and here's where the real problems start to occur. And boy, do I have a laundry list. A laundry list to show you. The first problem you'll notice right away is that Sonic does not even run fast enough. In fact, none of the characters run fast. In fact, Knuckles is the slowest in the game. And he ran pretty fast like in the previous Sonic games. What the hell happened here? And if you think that's bad, you've got another thing coming. A problem worse than being slow is the fact that you can't even do simple turns as smoothly as before. And when you run and you gotta make a turn, the moving controls are so goddamn sensitive you could fall off very easily. This problem becomes far more apparent when you're in narrow platforms in later stages, like Crisis City. And the homing attack can be very annoying as well. When you encounter enemies that are floating or flying in midair, and if you do the homing attack on them, it's not always going to be successful. You have about a 50% chance or higher that you're going to do the homing attack the wrong way and somehow fall off. And it's not your fault. It's because it's the game's fault with all the glitches. In fact, this game has so many glitches, it's not even funny. The camera control is completely broken too, for fuck's sake. Most of the time, it turns in awkward ways, and the camera would sometimes turn when you don't want it to. This problem becomes more and more apparent in stages like Crisis City, and the stage after that with a lot of enemies and traps. Speaking of bad camera angles, in moments when you're running or surfboarding and the camera randomly turns facing you, you're either going to come to a screeching halt or randomly fall off somewhere and lose a life. And speaking of surfboarding, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my fucking god! I hate surfboarding with a passion in this game. I hate it! I hate surfboarding. Surfboarding fucking sucks! It fucking sucks! Oh my god! When you're surfboarding and you gotta make a turn, guess what happens? Stop! And then it becomes absolute torment if you even try to make a turn. Hey, you might as well button mash if you're gonna try to get back on track. And that's not all. Guess what happens when you're surfboarding near a ramp? You're gonna fall off. I don't care what you say, you're gonna fall off. That's right, unless you know exactly what to do from the get-go, you're gonna keep falling and falling and falling and falling and falling until you finally get it right. In order to jump, you have to hold the jump button and let go when you're about a few inches or so when the ramp is like ascending. And believe me, that's not always gonna work. I got lucky one time when I was in White Acropolis, when I kept dying and dying and dying, and then I finally got it right after too many tries. Shit is so fucking annoying. You see how many problems this game has already? And believe you and me, that isn't all of them. I could go on and on and on and on and on with every single major glitch in this fucking game, such as falling off, platforms, randomly falling off walls that you're supposed to run on if you not careful enough running with the left analog stick, or getting hit constantly in parts where Sonic runs automatically, when objects throw at your face and you can't even see them, especially when the camera is facing you, facing Sonic. Yeah, you see how fucking annoying these problems are? Shit, I honest to God lost track of a lot of the bugs that I was supposed to mention. I could have mentioned, but then again, this review would probably last a lot longer. And there's bugs, glitches, and so many other random shit in the game. That's how fucking bad they are! It's crazy! And you know what's the best part is? You wanna know what the absolute best part about all this shit? It loads after everything! It loads after everything! It loads to get to the title screen. It loads when you get to load your previously saved game. It loads to get to a cutscene. It loads to get to a town. It loads to start an act. It loads in the middle of an act. More than once, I might add. Hell, it even loads just to get to the fucking stage clear screen. And in many cases, it would load when a pedestrian is talking for less than 5 fucking seconds! God damn, these load times are just pitiful! And if you thought Sonic's gameplay was completely fucked up, just imagine playing as Tails or Rouge the Bat. Remember in the older Sonic games where Tails could spin dash? Or in Sonic Adventure where he could attack with his tails? Or in Sonic Adventure 2 where Rouge the Bat could use her claws to kill enemies? Guess what? That doesn't happen anymore! The only useful attack they have, get this, throwing bombs. That's it! That's literally it! Bombs! Fucking bombs! Nothing else! That's it! Bombs! That's all they can do! And Tails throws ring bombs! I mean, what happens when you throw a bomb at a box full of rings as Tails? You're gonna be confused. You're gonna have the rings you threw out plus the rings you want to collect. That shit is so annoying. Isn't that shit fucking annoying? Oh my god. Shadow's gameplay is about the same as Sonic's, except you can fly up in enemies and certain objects you can destroy. Plus you can drive vehicles. But, like the rest of the game, it's all poorly executed. Silver's gameplay isn't too bad. His psychic powers are very effective with a lot of things he can pick up, and he moves somewhat smoothly compared to the other characters in the game. That's probably because he just floats rather than just run really fast or fly or glide. Unfortunately, the other problems I mentioned before still plague. Now, with all those problems, you gotta ask yourself, is there anything good to come out from this game? Why, yes. The best part about this game is the soundtrack. It kicks ass. It kicks fucking ass. As shitty as White Acropolis Stage is, I think it's the best song in the entire soundtrack. Without question. In fact, that's a song I could keep on listening to. It's such a shame a great song is associated with such a bad game. But getting this game for the soundtrack alone isn't enough. In fact, you can just buy the soundtrack separately online on Amazon, or you can just download it somewhere. The graphics are very good, but nothing special or mind-blowing. Even back then I didn't think it looked that good.
There. That's my review of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. Like I said earlier, it is, without a shadow of a doubt, the worst Sonic game ever created. And I mean that. I mean that with all sincerity. At least the other bad Sonic games were tested properly, and they completed them. This was not tested properly. This was rushed into the market, and it doesn't feel complete. Because Sega wanted it immediately for the holiday season of 2006. They wanted it immediately. They knew the game needed more time. But they didn't give the developers enough time. They didn't. And as a result, we get this tragedy. This tragedy that has fallen into one of the biggest video game icons of all time. Sad, sad tragedy. It's so sad that even till this day, when there's still good Sonic games out there, like Sonic Generations, the 20th anniversary, there's still people out there who don't think Sonic makes good games anymore. Or Sega doesn't make good Sonic games anymore. There's a lot of people out there who think that way. And sadly, that blemish is not going to go away. This left a really bad mark in the Sonic franchise. And now you know exactly how I feel, and how many other gamers feel, and lots of other Sonic fans, real Sonic fans, not dick-riding fanboys. Exactly how we feel. I used to defend the shit out of Sonic back in the day, back when I was growing up as a kid. I used to think, Sonic was way cooler than Mario. But, with games like this, it's kind of hard to defend them. I mean, yeah, you're going to see a good Sonic game once in a while, but it's still kind of hard to defend Sonic. It's not as easy to defend him as back in the day. So yeah, this is a terrible game. I don't think anything else needs to be said. Now, about why I'm on camera with this game, it's because I do not want to use Desktop Destroyer or any other cheap-ass program you can find for free on the internet. I don't need that. No, I don't think a special effect is enough to show my sincerity for this game. Do I need it? Should I use it? Should I use a knife? No, I don't think I should. Why should I? When I can crush this fucking game with my bare hands! Fuck! Okay, maybe I do need a knife, but... Come on! There we go! I crushed this fucking game! That's exactly how I feel! The worst Sonic game has finally been destroyed! It's not over yet. Take this. Take this! Ugh. Fucking Blu-ray shit! Yes! Yes! Oh, yes! Oh, I love destroying shitty fucking games. And this one's next too! Oh, yes! I'm free! Yes! That's how I feel! I didn't even need to use this! I don't need it! I can crush this game with my bare fucking hands! Oh, yes! 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 Oh, yes. Oh, what's this? You're still alive! Oh, but cartridges are more durable! Cartridges are more durable! Cartridges, I'll show you fucking durability! Fucking slice this game in half. Aha! Of course! Yes! Oh, yes! Oh, oh, this feels so good! Oh, oh, this feels great! Oh, yes! Oh, oh, man. Ugh. Finally destroy this piece of shit. Yeah! Yeah! Ugh. this feels good. Oh, yes. Oh man. Oh, yes. Oh, this is so fun to do. Destroy this. The readings. I can destroy this shit. Nobody will play this ever again. Ugh. Oh yeah. Oh, yes. Circuitry is destroyed. This is what these games deserve to be. Ripped into pieces! Ripped into fucking pieces! Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Got it! Let's see if I can fucking break this shit. Let it be known. Never do this again, Sega. Never again. I'm glad you finally learned your lesson with Sonic Generations and the Sonic Classic Collection for the DS and the other portable version of Sonic 1. But yeah, never again. Because you left a very, very, very bad mark with the franchise. And it's very hard to recover from it.